Not all action is created equal. Setting goals and achieving them requires momentum, and not all momentum is valuable. Undirected momentum is reckless. Setting intentional goals and channeling momentum with focus, that is rocket fuel. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Candy Valentino Show. Thanks so much for tuning in with me today as we continue on a little series about entrepreneurs and how to build and scale a business. So today is no different than that topic. We are going to talk and unpack why the term that you often may hear on social media, just start, why it could be toxic to your business. Look, here's the reality. No matter how good you are, no matter how long you've been in business, the reality is this: 91% of all businesses will fail within 10 years. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, the SBA, around 66% of all new businesses will make the 2-year mark, and only half of those companies will survive past the 5-year mark, and more than 90% will fail within 10 years. In his studies of hundreds of startups, Harvard Business School professor Tim Eisenman found that while business owners may have the right acumen and business-making skills, there are a whole host of other issues that can lead to the demise of a small business. One of which is this philosophy of just start. Ironically, a message that we see shared over and over again on social media. And while there is truth to it, meaning that starting before you feel ready, there's value there, but there's also truth in realizing that you don't want to start before you're actually ready. Now, hear me out. You will never feel fully ready to do anything. There will always be this need for one more year to prepare, one more degree on the wall, one more person that's more capable than you, one more pass on the manuscript to make it better. Oh wait, that one was me. But anyways, entrepreneurs who blindly follow the advice of just start will often skip crucial elements needed to build a scalable, successful business. They miss establishing key components like market research, investigating customer demand, understanding their ideal customer and the demographics, the job market of how difficult it's going to be to hire employees, and that's just to name a few. I find that startup entrepreneurs are so eager to get started that they set themselves up to fail or will wind themselves up in a tizzy and fizzle out before they even get started to build something sustainable. Being strategic, having an intention about what you're building is more important than starting at all. Because without proper planning, you could wake up one day realizing that even if you have a successful business, maybe it's one that you hate or it's a job that you have to show up for. That's why these principles are so important. And the first one is this: build with intention. Every business is unique. Every single one is different, even if they're in the same industry or the same vertical or the same market, even if they're in the same town. The business is unique as the founder's fingerprint, making the path to success completely unpredictable. But when you build a business with intention, you can start to stack the odds in your favor. See, when your business has a clear purpose and you are deeply intentional in your build, you will have better beliefs that will create better decisions, that will create better behaviors, that will create better habits, and in turn create better results. Starting with a clear, defined purpose and developing an intentional plan is basically the difference from being busy and being productive. You can be really busy and achieve nothing that matters. You can be really excited and achieve nothing that matters, or at least anything that propels you closer to your ultimate goal. You can work endless hours and still fail. You can join all the groups, learn all the latest marketing hacks, create an audience, have customers, create the funnels, and still fail. Why? Because not all action is created equal. Setting goals and achieving them requires momentum, and not all momentum is valuable. Undirected momentum is reckless. Setting intentional goals and channeling momentum with focus, that is rocket fuel. A study from the Journal of Small Business and Enterprise Development followed and observed entrepreneurs as they developed their businesses to evaluate and better understand what they consider motivating factors in decision-making. Over 600 entrepreneurs participated in the study. I analyzed the findings of this study and 4 others completed in prior years. Additionally, I added my own research and included the data points of over 500 entrepreneurs. we found that there are 4 main categories of entrepreneurial triggers. This is what causes someone to become an entrepreneur in the first place. However, one was exponentially larger than the other 3 together, and the main categories are this. 1, existing negative conditions. This could be, I don't like my job, I don't like my boss, I don't like my coworkers, or my job is boring. The second entrepreneurial trigger is future potential outcomes. They had an idea, or they saw a problem to solve, or they saw a market or a need for this business. The third trigger is current challenges, whether it's they inherited a business, or they joined a family business, or a loved one passed away. But almost 2/3 of all entrepreneurs studied fell into this category of entrepreneurial triggers. 62% of them fell into what I call the freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment triad. These entrepreneurial triggers were all based on wanting personal freedom, control of their schedule, desiring more fulfillment, realizing their true potential, achieving a dream, yearning for more professional or personal growth. So if we can find commonality in why businesses are started, can we also show why, and more importantly, how businesses succeed? The answer is yes. Since 91% of all businesses fail and only 9% succeed, what does the 9% do differently? One factor between the 9% and the 91% was the presence or absence of intentional behavior. Entrepreneurs who choose to actively further their knowledge, increase their skills, and be intentional with their behavior guided them to make choices with the end in mind rather than making decisions based on where they are right now. Those decisions, based on the end in mind, radically shifted their current and future behavior, which created drastically different habits and gave them extraordinary results. On the contrary, entrepreneurs who chose not to increase their knowledge, increase their skills, or be intentional in their decisions exhibited erratic behavior, keeping the entrepreneur stuck in the busy work, operating like a hamster on a perpetual entrepreneurial wheel more than the builder who carefully and strategically architects the plan. Either way, you choose. And if you don't choose, remember, you still choose. Choices that you don't make are still choices. They are just choices that are made for you. Because if you choose not to act on building a business with intention, circumstances beyond your control will force you to act anyway. So remember that businesses run on a system that has internal logic, form, function, and follows its own momentum. Whether a business will grow or whether it will eventually fail is first determined by the intentionality, or lack thereof, of its founder. And that brings us to principle 2, architecting your intention. Without a clear strategy or an intentional plan, it is easy to find yourself trapped in a business that constantly demands your attention, your time, and your focus. Many entrepreneurs fall into this trap of effectively creating a self-employed job and not a scalable business. So how can we avoid this? In my book, Wealth Habits, I cover the importance of starting with the end in mind, regardless of what goal you're after. I call it REO, which always makes me think of REO Speedwagon, but I digress. REO in this case stands for Reverse Engineered Outcome. And unlike the common and conventional ways of dealing with our problems, REO starts with the end in mind and how what we believe, what we think, how we act, what we decide, and how we behave is in alignment with that desired end result. And by focusing on the desired outcome and reverse engineering that target, we're able to create the results we want with efficiency and execute with greater speed. Let's look at the 6 steps of how to truly reverse engineer an outcome. Number 1, define your target. You have to clearly define the desired outcome that you have for your life and how that business fits inside of that life goal. Now, take out a sheet of paper. You can literally do this unless you're driving or you're at work, but if you're not, if you're at home and you've got a cup of coffee or you're walking the dog, when you get back, maybe stop here and go back to this, because you can take out a sheet of paper and literally do this. Remember, this is not just an idea. Your life and your business will change when you implement or execute the idea. So number 1 is define your target. Number 2 is narrow your focus. Find solutions that will help you achieve this desired result. And here's the action. What 3 specific things do I need to do to help me achieve this desired goal? Number 3, frame your view. Look for current strengths and opportunities by framing the right questions to help you achieve this desired target. And this could look like, what questions can you ask yourself to help find alternate solutions? Number 4, refine the plan. What support do you need? What data or metrics need to be analyzed? Who could help with this? What else is needed, or what else is possible? Number 5, choose your solution. Identify a possible solution to achieve this. And you can even write several solutions down and then go back and refine and decide which one really works best. And number 6, take action. What are the next best steps that you can take to implement this in the next 48 hours, the next 30 days, and the next 90 days? These 6 steps make the REO method an extremely productive, powerful, and practical way of progressing towards your desired goal, giving you the ability to condense time and move forward with greater speed. Look, every business has a shelf life. From the day you open its doors to the last day that you close them, every business will start and eventually end. Even if you build a scalable, sustainable, and sellable business and become part of the viable and long-lasting businesses in our country like JP Morgan and Colgate and Jim Beam and Cigna, eventually your time within that business will still end. Whether it fails or just closes its doors for good, or whether you pass it down to your children or family, or whether you sell it, merge with another company, or you're acquired, the harsh reality is this: every founder will exit their business at some point. Whether you get paid for it or not, that's up to you. And ultimately, the intentionality that you have with its build. All right, guys, if you want more content like this, don't forget to click the subscribe button. And if you've already done that and you're looking for more business development or to learn in-depth business finance, growth, and optimization strategies, check out Founders Organization for our business and development programs geared towards your sustainable growth at foundersorganization.com. I will leave the link in the show notes for you as well. Thanks so much for tuning in with me and spending this time together. I'll see you next time.